It was great to be here. This is a wonderful university and a wonderful program.
James Madison University is continuing its series on democracy in peril. Recently, a large crowd gathered in Madison Hall to hear former Lieutenant Virginia Governor Bill Bolling explain why politicians in Washington need to compromise.
Compromise is an important part of effective public policy. So to be here tonight to say resist the extremes, focus on the mainstream, de-emphasize the things that divide us, focus on the things that unite us. I think that's what we need to do to make government work again, but also to get through some of the division and the polarization that exists in society today.
He says that's the only way various issues will be settled.
DACA, it's been in the news lately, trying to figure out, what are we going to do about the so-called dreamers? Kids that were brought here by their parents illegally through no fault of their own, but they've been educated here and raised here, and trying to figure out what are we going to do about those young people. And again, we keep doing what? Kicking that can, down the road. Immigration policy in general. All of these, and the list could go on and on and on. We are fully capable of solving every one of these problems if we would move away from the polarization of the extremes, focus on the things that unite us, not the things that divide us, and seek for policies that are more in the mainstream. We can do this if we have the will and the determination to do it.
The president of James Madison University, Jonathan Alger, says he admired how Bolling explained there were disagreements among America's founding fathers.
He went back to the beginning. He went back to the Constitution and the Founding Fathers. We're named, after all, after James Madison, the father of the Constitution. And he reminded us that the Constitution was born out of compromise, that the Founding Fathers did not agree on all sorts of important issues, but they came together and they recognized there was a greater public good toward which they had to work together.
The JMU president admitted he was proud of the large turnout.
I was delighted to see a full house today. We had students, faculty, staff, community members of all different ages. It was exciting to see. I think there's a real hunger in our society for answers, for solutions. People that want to work together across party lines and across all kinds of differences.
Arthur Dean is the executive director of Access and Inclusion at JMU. He agreed with Bolling's suggestion of not discussing politics and religion, unless the conversation can be held without arguing.
Politics over time can change, different perspectives can change, people can change. And so I believe that the pulpit is used to teach a fundamental perspective that should be life transforming. It's a place that I've taught that it's not supposed to be a place to demean people, to build up people. It's not there to pick sides.
Dean is also senior pastor of Word Ministries Christian Outreach Church. He says the pulpit is not a place for politics.
I think there are two things. I think I understand his point in terms of not wanting somebody to be in hot, contentious debates about religion and politics in an open setting. But reasonable people do have to discuss those things, because I think having conversations with people provides opportunity to learn different political perspectives, different political views, give insight to the people that you're working with and why they think about those things. So I don't shy away from those conversations. I'm just tactful on how you have those conversations and how do you make those conversations inclusive so that someone doesn't have to feel defensive or vulnerable about their particular stance.
Some Valley Scholars Program participants from various high schools were among the audience. Christian Heiser is a junior at Fort Defiance High School. She told me it was how Bolling delivered his message that inspired her.
Definitely his viewpoints on the push and pull factors of political polarization, and seeing his views on compromise and using previously stated quotes to really support his evidence.
Eliasad Cortes is also from Fort Defiance High School. He says the former lieutenant governor had some pretty good ideas.
I really love and appreciate political discourse, especially when it's not as radical and there's diffusion of ideas.
Another Valley Scholars Program participant, Noah Baraka, is a junior at Broadway High School.
It's nice to see a politician who's not radical on either side of the spectrum. It's nice to see a moderate who supports his viewpoints with evidence from credible sources.
I did get a chance to question Bolling about what advice he would give President Donald Trump.
Well, I'd say tone down the rhetoric. I don't think the Twitter stuff helps. I think it fires up his base. but it's not helpful in any other direction. I think it further enhances the polarization and the division that we have in our society. Focus on policy, focus on being a good president.
In Harrisonburg, Elaine Rackley for Breaking Through News.